rainbow flags are not lifted above the city hall where I live. As a matter of fact, when we had National Prayer Day, which nobody ever talks about, we had a Christian flag in front of our city hall here in this rural town in Locust, North Carolina. And the mayor and a few city councilmen and a whole bunch of preachers from the surrounding area participated in National Prayer Day, and we held it right there in front of City Hall. And it was a wonderful event, a really wonderful event. We all prayed. There were a few short speeches made, very short speeches, but each person who was designated to pray came up to the podium and prayed for their particular area, whatever it might be. Some of it was for the government, for the police department, for the military, things of that nature they were praying for. We don't lift pride flags over our city hall. And we didn't lift a Christian flag over our city hall on the National Day of Prayer, but there was a Christian flag off to the side over here, temporarily for that event, and then it came down. But there are pride flags in violation of the Constitution been lifted on poles above school district offices and counties and cities all over this country, apparently. And it's in violation of the Constitution, because the state is not supposed to set up a state religion. And when they're lifting that rainbow flag up on those poles in front of their government property, their government buildings, they're establishing a religion, and that religion is called paganism. Well, not all of us out here are pagans. Matter of fact, there's a large number of the population of the United States that are not pagans. And we don't believe in paganism. We believe in Christianity and Christian values. But Pride Month is Pagan Month. Pride Month is the celebration of paganism. It's the celebration of fighting against God. That's what it is. Because it's fighting against God's order of creation. It's fighting against how God set up male and female, and how he set up sexuality from the beginning. It's a cosmic rebellion against God. Pride Month is. So I don't celebrate it. I'm not pagan. I don't want anything to do with it. But every time I turn on my phone, my iPad, computer, and I look at Google, I look at Facebook, look at whatever it might be, YouTube, name it, that pride symbol, spells out pride with the rainbow colors on it, is shoved in front of my face every single time, as if they're living in this bubble where they think that all of us agree with them. All of us think the same way they do. Well, the corporations and I are at odds. I don't believe in the paganism that corporations believe in. I don't believe in their pagan gods, and I don't believe in their pagan values. And I will never believe in them, no matter how much they try to mind manipulate, no matter how much they try to intimidate, no matter how many times they arrest a street preacher at a pride event, no matter how many times they get offended at the sight of a Bible on a public sidewalk at a pride event, and they tried to arrest a person for having a Bible on a sidewalk, a public place, because they're trying to protect their official state religion of paganism. Christianity is going to come under severe attack in this country if this continues, because it is at complete odds with the pagan religion that is called Pride Month. And paganism is nothing more than the celebration of human iniquity. It's a celebration of sin. That's all it is. It's nonsensical. It's idiotic. It's moronic. It's spiritually pagan. And so I don't want anything to do with it. I won't have anything to do with it. And I will resist it if it's shoved in my face. And I don't want that flag being lifted up over my city hall. And I guarantee you, in this county, if it was lifted up over a city hall or a county building, there'd be a full-blown revolt against that thing. And I tell you what I would do. I've not done this, but I would go to, because I'm a taxpayer. That belongs to me, as well as everybody else. And that flag does not represent me. I'd go there in the middle of the night, pull that thing off that pole, burn it, and put an American flag back up on that pole where it's supposed to be. That's what I would do. Because it doesn't represent me. It doesn't represent my city or my county. Now, I'm not advocating violence against anyone. I'm not advocating violence against those who celebrate Pride Month or whatever that is. That's between them and the Lord. And they can explain to God, Matthew chapter 7, they can explain to God on the day of judgment why they did what they did. And then they can face their judgment. Vengeance is mine, saith the Lord. It's his business to deal with them. Our business is to preach the gospel, not to bring about punishment or revenge or anything of that nature. That's not what we're supposed to be doing. So I don't advocate violence of any form, unless it's for self-defense. If you have to defend yourself against someone attacking you, that's different. But only to the level that you can stop the threat. Stop the threat against you. Once you've stopped the threat against you, don't go any further, because you've crossed the road from self-defense over to being the aggressor. And you don't want to do that. Now, if governments and corporations want to celebrate paganism as their official religion, well, for corporations, that's up to them. But for government, every time you celebrate, have a pride parade, and you're supporting it, or put that flag up, you're establishing a state religion, and that state religion is the religion of paganism. And you have become hostile to a big swath of your voters. A big swath of them, because a lot of them are opposed to the pagan religion. So I'm tired of seeing that junk in front of my face every time I open up my phone. I'm sick of it. Stop shoving that crap in front of my face. All you're doing is shoving your religion in front of our faces. And what do you say when we preach the gospel? Stop shoving your religion in front of my face. Stop, shoving your religion on us. Well, I'm going to say the same thing to you. Stop shoving your religion onto us. Of course, it's your right. You have a constitutional right to put whatever you want on your private corporation page. You do. And you can put that all you want. You can have your little pride rainbow thing all you want. But I'll remind you, now I don't approve of it, and I disagree with it, but I'll remind you that the rainbow belongs to God, not to pagans. Not to the pagan God, which is the God of self. It's a religion of self-worship, self-exaltation. It belongs to the real God, God Almighty. And it's His. So don't be surprised when God brings judgment down upon us, because He's already doing it. The fake demic was a judgment of God upon us. And He used very, very evil men to do it. That was God's judgment on this nation and this world for this acceptance of paganism. God won't tolerate it forever. So we need to stand up for the gospel of Jesus Christ if you're a Christian. And let them arrest you. And then sue them for violating your civil rights. Because that's exactly what they're doing. And that sergeant that arrested that Christian man on the streets in Redding, California, because he said the word God he had a very strong voice, so he said it loudly. And it triggered that sergeant, and the sergeant ran over and arrested him. Sergeant, expect that lawsuit to come in. I hope he sues you because you made a false arrest. I was a cop in California for 30 years, retired. He did not disrupt the event that was going on across the street, the pride event that was going on across the street, where the mayor illegally was raising a pagan flag on the pole, telling all the citizens of Redding, we are all now pagans and you're going to worship the pagan god. Establishing a state religion. An officer or sergeant, I saw the stripes. You were wrong in making that arrest. I'm calling you out. I don't know your name or your badge number, but I'm calling you out. Thanks for watching. Catch you next time.